Mongolian that was being attacked. Well, it turned out that the Mongolian the hero gave a drink to the Mongolian afterwards, and the Mongolian said, "Thank you for helping me." And then they left, right? Separate ways. Well, a couple of years later, they meet up, and the merchants are defending against, I think they were Mongolians. Mongolians were attacking because they wanted all of the gold and silk and things like that. Somebody was attacking, and it was one of, and the guy, he ended up fighting a group, but he refused to fight, of course, the one friend that he had helped before. And the merchants lost, and he got into some bushes, under the grass and stuff, and he was weak from the battle, and the one he helped earlier gave him his own canteen, like bottled water, but in a saddlebag or a type of leather pouch. He threw it at him, and he said something like, "At last I am able to repay you." And he said he was there for like 5 days to 10 days in the grass because he couldn't move after the battle. He was so weak. But he survived. His horse came back to him because he had trained it just like at the circus. And another moment was, are you falling asleep yet? No. Okay, good.
Your eyes are closed.
No, I'm thinking of the story. I used to see it. So when the horse starts taking care of him, but then a man that was insane took his horse. And he said, normally in my top physical condition, I could defeat him. And he says, I wouldn't even have to do that. I could just give a command to my horse, and my horse would throw him off.
Why doesn't he do it? He can talk.
He didn't do it because he didn't want the insane man to stab the horse or something like that. He said, I wouldn't be able to help the horse. The horse could throw him off, and then I could come in and take the horse from him. So he had to be the servant, gathering the firewood for the man that was insane. So he did it as he was getting stronger. Eventually, he finds a way to escape from the man that is insane, and he takes his horse, and this is where the story becomes. He ends up in a city where he says he wants to practice with the policemen. Fighting. Or, what they teach them. And he comes, and he's so thin. He's so thin, from that they laugh at him. But the captain says, no, let him practice. And the captain practiced with him, and he lost almost like instantly, his reflexes were slow. Everything had been reduced for him. But the captain always watched him. And so he would keep on practicing and so on. And then he said, I knew I could defeat the captain on my top physical condition, but I couldn't do it at all in the state that I had arrived at that city. So I limited myself not to recuperate too fast and to defeat him. And the first time I defeated him was perhaps 3 months later after I had come into the city. And at that, I made sure I didn't defeat him again.
Why? He didn't want to go to jail with you?
No, not on a regular basis.
Oh, he didn't want
because
to go?
I needed the practice. And the captain gave me a good practice. But he said, but I made sure I didn't defeat him again. So what's the story about? you and the boy in the gold shirt, practice with him, but don't defeat them all so much that they get discouraged. Alright? And remember, one simple punch, a wild man's punch, an untrained fighter's punch, or a fat boy's or a skinny boy's, anybody's punch could end the fight. A girl's punch, anyone's punch can defeat you. Alright? If you drop your guard.
Yeah. At the beginning though, at the beginning of wrestling, I was not that good. You know why?
Because you haven't practiced with kids that really grab on with a lot of strength.
No, because I hadn't practiced in a whole while in summer. So basically, I was on the floor because the girl got my leg while I wasn't expecting it.
Are you talking about today?
Yeah. So I was on the floor. Then she said, whatever her brother's name is, like their names are hard.
Yes, Russian names, I think.
So basically, they got on me. Then the other one got on me, the one that keeps getting hurt every single time.
He gets hurt because he's too eager. He tries too hard. He doesn't think about a strategy.
Okay. So basically, I was on the floor pinned, and all I had to do was get the girl off me.
Yes.
Or the guy. But the girl mostly because I think she's more of a like the harder one.
She's the strongest.
Oh no, she's
not the strongest, but she's the most aggressive fighter
Yeah.
or wrestler.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
what happens with her is that she has never been hit. Maybe she's been hit by her brother or somebody, but not as hard as men hit. And so therefore she's very aggressive and she doesn't fear getting hit. Whereas Bruce Lee was so little, what was he the most afraid of?
Getting hit.
Getting hit.
Like.
So he became very fast. Hit and run, hit and run.
So somehow I got the girl off. I think it was because I rolled over or something, and like, because I was face floor.
I saw what happened. Her right arm was over your neck.
Oh yeah.
And you were able to do like a turtle and put your neck in, and her arm fell forward. Now, next time, anytime that you're about to break someone's arm, lose, all right? Before you break people's arms, give in. Lose. Say, oh, you all win, I can't get up.
No, that was a different time.
Okay, that was a different time.
Not everyone was dogpiling on me. But I think I like got her off by like shaking violently. But then when she was off and done like pinning down one of my arms and a leg, so Anthony, I don't know what Anthony was doing. We had made an alliance before, but I don't know what he was doing. So after that, I had the boy to worry about. So I got him off somehow, and I just pinned the guy down. Oh, and you know what else with the kid that kept getting hurt?
Yes.
He kept betraying people. Like he said, "I'm on your team," but he kept betraying.
Well, there are almost like always two captains in any group. There are usually the strongest or the oldest, and he's one of the little soldiers. You know, like you're one of the oldest there, I think, if not the oldest.
Yeah.
The other big boy might have been your age.
He was in 4th grade.
Oh, so
the
he's
other one?
yeah.
I actually don't know.
Yes, that's why you didn't wrestle with him. He went to fly a kite, remember? I was going to pick up that kite. But all I saw was the string, and I said, well, maybe I can. But then I said, no, I better go supervise the kids. Don't fly a kite now. But it was windy enough.